Hey everyone, Sean here. Welcome back to the Outdoor Tracks channel. So, my bicycling adventure started back in October of 2020, which is about 4 months ago now. And I just wanted something to go riding with. And I wasn't looking for anything real special. Didn't know anything about bikes at that time. And so that's when I picked up my Schwinn AL Comp and got it at Walmart for 220 bucks. And after that, doing some research, found out about bike packing. And so I went and got a Trek Marlin 6. And then after that, picked up from a friend a Trek 5000 OCLV carbon, and now there's a new resin in the garage. So my son needed a bike, and all three of my bikes are too tall for him to ride because he's only like 5'1", and so we just picked up a new bike for him, and here it is. Got him a 2021 Schwinn Sidewinder, and this is a 26-inch, so it's just right for him. And this is the new upgraded model. I actually did some research on it after I bought it, but this 2021 model actually has disc brakes in the rear and on the front. So I was kind of surprised by that, but that's why the price was $198, and you wouldn't believe how hard it was to find one. Went to 4 different Walmarts here in Las Vegas, and finally found one. Funny thing is, this was the only bike they had on the shelf, on the stands that they have. Everything else was the little kids' bikes, or 20-inch bikes, but anything that was above a 20-inch at all the Walmarts pretty much is sold out right now. And so pretty crazy, but walked around the corner and there this was. It fits him just right, and so we picked it up, and it was, like I said, it's $198. And the research I did on the other ones, it had a rim brake on the back, and I think it was $159 for that model Sidewinder. I know there's also a Sidewinder e-bike, and they're both called Sidewinder for some reason, but so pretty much everything is standard on it, just kind of like what came on the AL Comp. So same size handlebars. I always mess this up, so I'm just going to say it's a 630 millimeter because they're the same size as came on the AL Comp. And I'm going with 630. I have no idea if that's right or not, but it was 630 on that, so these look to be identical, so 630. Twist-on grips, they do have the Schwinn branding on them. And I haven't rode this bike except for just around the block to dial in the derailleur in the back and the front, and so, but it has these TD1 shifters, and so they're the click shifters, and I was a little skeptical on them at first, but actually they work just fine. I haven't had any issues with them, and oddly enough, this is the same front derailleur that came on the AL Comp that was giving me all the issues, but for some reason, this clamp seems to be a little bit better. Now, this seems to be like a steel clamp. I think the one on the AL Comp was aluminum, but it's not moving, and it seems to be shifting just fine, and I just had to make a slight adjustment on that. The rear one, I had to turn the adjustment knob like 2 clicks to get it dialed in, but it's working just fine, and it is a tourney. So same derailleur that's on the AL Comp. Now, this is a steel frame, as you see right here. Steel, and you can definitely tell. I don't know what the weight is, and I know a lot of people do reviews and they weigh the bikes and all that. I gotta say it's heavy. It's heavier than, a lot heavier than the AL Comp. I'd say pushing probably 38 to 40 pounds because everything is steel on it, and even the seat post is steel. I believe. I think it's steel, but it does not feel like aluminum, but it's hard to tell with that anyway. But other than that, everything is pretty much standard Schwinn. 3x up front, stamped, and I'm noticing not any popping. I'm just noticing a little bit when I first got it, and obviously it was assembled at Walmart because this is exactly how we got it from Walmart. Derailleur was a little bit out. I don't think they do a real good tune on bikes anyway. They just pretty much slam them together and send you on your way. So it's the front fork here, pretty much, I guess, bottom of the barrel, because there's no there's no lockout, there's no type of adjustment or anything on it, and you can really tell on this one, like when you put weight on it. See if I can do this here. So there's a lot of movement on it, and when I was riding it, it really came down. So you can see, like, right here is where the shock actually came to, right about here, when I was outside riding it around. But I mean, if you're not doing any like serious mountain biking on it and jumping and all that, it's fine, because this is all he needs. Will be riding on some really light bike paths or dirt roads or dirt paths, whatever, and so he doesn't need anything extreme. He's just kind of learning how to get on a bike again. He rode bikes when he was a kid, but it's been a long time. So now, so when we first got it, I took him out and we just kind of went around the block. We did like 1.5 miles, and unfortunately, this happened. So the rear inner tube blew out. Now, I'm not going to say that this was an issue with the parts they used or the inner tube they used. So the tire, both of them were a little bit low. So we just kind of brought it home and then took it out, went around the block, and like I said, I took it for a spin to make sure the derailleur was dialed in. But the tires were kind of low. I'd say they probably had maybe 25 pounds in them, maybe. And so my son, not being really used to a bike, forgot where the brake levers were and ran up on a curb. And I think that's what happened was because this front one had, it's got the shock up here, so it kind of absorbed a lot of the impact, but the back one didn't, and I think it just pinched the tube. So as we were riding, it just popped and went flat. No biggie. I ordered 2 new tubes. Got these for $7 for 2 of them on Amazon. And so I just put another one in there and got it pumped back up. These are the tags that came with it. So 26-inch wheel size for riders 5'2" to 5'10", and keep control and traction on smooth, light trails. Definitely gonna need smooth, light trails for that front suspension on it. Steel mountain style frame with front suspension fork, and definitely is steel, and you can feel the weight. So not gonna do any upgrades or anything. The seat feels fine. It's a nice padded seat. I don't think I need to change it out for him or anything. He'll be pretty comfortable on that. Quick release clamp, and 20, let's see. So these are 26 by, where's that? 26 by 2.25. So there's the tire size right there. So they're a little bit wide, and got it pumped up to 50 pounds right now, so we're not going to take that chance anymore. Now, one thing I do notice, if you notice, I put bike racks on both my mountain bikes, and this one doesn't have the mount for it at the bottom here. So I could do the bracket like I did on the AL comp up here, but there's nowhere to actually mount it down here. So this one will not be getting a bike rack. However, this is my son's, and he will not be doing any bike packing or anything on it. And if he goes anywhere, he's just be taking a backpack. Here's a really good picture right here, so you can see how far the shock went right there. There's the grease mark. So you can see it didn't take a whole lot to get it there. So like I said, this is just a really, really light duty shock, and I'm assuming, I've never taken one of those apart, but I'm assuming it's just a spring in there. But for, like I said, light trails and just riding around the city, it's fine. So there it is, the Schwinn Sidewinder 26-inch. And if you're thinking about getting it, I think it's pretty good value for $200. Where else can you find a bike for $200? And like I said, these shifters seem to work just fine. So you have, this is to go down the gears, or I guess to be up. That one always confuses me. So anyway, so if you're in a taller gear, a bigger gear, you click this and it goes down the gears. So, and then this one's to go up. I mean, pretty obvious. And then this is for the front one. but they work just fine, and the brakes even work good on this. I think I'm pretty sure they're the same brakes that are on the AL Comp. They look identical. Actually, let's see, there's that one, and then this is the one on the AL Comp. Yeah, those are identical brakes. So they work just fine on that. I have no issues with them, and these, actually the rotors and everything seem to be fine. They're not warped like it was on that bike. These are straight actually. They don't make any noise when you, when you're riding or when you turn the wheel, and they're dialed in pretty good. Didn't have to do any adjustments on that either. The brakes were just fine right where they're at. So other than that, yeah, that's the Schwinn Sidewinder 26-inch bike. If you're thinking about getting it, this is kind of just an overview. So once again, everybody, hope you liked the video, and if it was helpful, please go ahead and like and subscribe. And until next time, bye. Hey everyone, Sean here. I just want to thank you for watching, and please don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you.